You said something about know, like, and trust. Lately, I've been doing a lot of teaching. I've been going around and teaching agents all over the country and just half-day events. And one of the things I talk about is, that people actually don't have to like you to do business with you. Right. And I took a page out of your playbook. I talked to them about people need to trust you. But the problem is, I think most agents, they go into a listing appointment thinking, oh, I got to get them to like me. And they spend all this time trying to get them to like them, when in reality, what they should be doing is spending more time getting them to trust you. And if you'll spend more time on trust than you spend on like, you'll get more listings. And because now you become what Jay, you would call a trusted advisor, right?
Right.
And who would they rather do business with? A trusted advisor or their friend? I mean, that's a no-brainer, right?
Yeah. There's no question. And what's difficult is, there's all these great real estate agents all across the country that they know they're a better real estate agent, but there's some other agent in their market that's selling more houses than them, right? And what the big difference between the two is, you can't, nobody knows how great you are until they experience it. So, I always use this analogy, and I say, if I told y'all I could fly, if I'm speaking to a room of agents, if I told y'all I could fly, y'all would all be like, bullshit, you can't fly. But if I flew around the room and then landed back in the front, y'all be like, holy shit, he can fly, right? That's demonstrating, right? So demonstration, if you think about from a marketing perspective, I'm a geek on this stuff. I love this shit. So when we think about what is it? They paint the screen, the bottom of the boat. They put the screen and they spray the stuff all over.
I know what you're talking about. Flex seal. That's right. So
they can run an ad, show that commercial, show that demonstration of the product working, and people just buy it. Right? Demonstration is the fastest way to build trust. That worked. I'm going to buy it. And so in real estate, really hard to demonstrate what it is that we do. It's hard to even articulate what we do, right? We do a lot. And so, in that appointment and largely prior to the arrival, what they consume is critically important. And so let me give you an example. You'll love this example. So when I was running NAEA, me and Mike had two offices. We're on one side, and then we had a real open office environment, probably 50 employees, and we had a sales team. And they were moving the office around, and so they moved the salespeople right in front of my office, which was great. I like hearing salespeople all day. And so my number one sales guy, he gets on a call, and the first thing, and we're selling coaching, primarily selling coaching to real estate agents. So this listen to the philosophy of this. I think this will resonate, and it'll give people another angle to think about the point I'm making. So the guy, John Marone is who it was. John gets on the call, best sales guy in the office. The first question he asks is, do you know Mike and Jay? And I know the answer that the guy gave because I know what he went into next. They did not know who we were. They had never heard of me, never heard of Mike. And I was like, he is not going to sell coaching to this person on this call. Why? Because they're not a market qualified. It's not a sales qualified lead if they haven't consumed at least and know who the hell we are. Right. So very difficult to make that sell. And so the consumption of a certain amount of material before to make it a sales qualified lead to help build trust so that sale can be made it's a waste of my number one guy's time on the phone to be having to cover that on the call. It makes the sales call 10 times more difficult. Right. And so there's certain things that you want people to consume prior to your arrival that position you as the expert so that they will come to trust you quicker. I've always said, you don't want to get out-friended. So you do have to connect with both parties on one level or another before you move to the next phase, which the next step is now establishing your authority. It's built the trust, and that which breeds trust, right? How do you do that? You demonstrate that. You have to demonstrate it no different than they do when they paint that on the boat and drive it across, and you go, okay, that product must work. And you do it through data. You do it through the numbers. And it's not the numbers of, hey, here's what I think your house is worth. Here's your CMA. It's through the 10,000 foot view, showing them things that no one else is showing them about what's going on at the macro level all the way to the micro level. Don't get down to neighborhood, because all they want you to tell them is what the house is worth. And the minute you give them that number, your number is going to get compared to two other numbers. Then they're going to pick the agent that they'll make the wrong decision. They'll make the wrong decision. They'll either pick the agent they like or the one that gave them the best number. And so the goal is to I always say, I want to see their eyes kind of glass over a little bit and them to go, okay, this guy knows what he's talking about. Right. That's when I know that they trust me, because I'm showing them and I'm using the data to establish my trust, to demonstrate my knowledge, and that I can help them make the right decision here that's going to ultimately net them the most amount of money. And so it's such a key. It's the most important part of the process.
Club Wealth is the only coaching company on the planet that will literally guarantee that you will double your income or make at least an extra $100,000 your first year coaching with us, or we will give you 100% of your investment back. Click the link below, sign up for the appropriate tier level, and let's get you a strategy session today. And I promise you, I 100% guarantee you, promise you that you will walk away with a heart full of gratitude for the time that we took for you, because you got so much value out of that call. Schedule your strategy session today. I promise you'll be glad you did.